Hey guys, versus Z. And this is kind of a different. It's an update, but it's kind of different. I just kind of want to I guess, let this out. It's kind of just my thoughts on, or my Gunpla thoughts, Gunpla related thoughts. With a little bit of Dark in the Moon here and there, and a couple other things, but basically just kind of my thoughts and stuff about what I want to do with some of the Gunpla that I've got. Um, and in terms of reviews too. So, uh, first off, for those of you who went to Fanime, I'm sorry, but I actually did end up at Fanime. It was kind of a mishmash of plans that kind of didn't work out, but at the same time kind of did work out. It was a weird story, but basically I ended up at Fanime and I wasn't supposed to. Um, Long story short, I was not supposed to go to Fanime because I chose to hang out with some friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and to hang out with one particular person. Um, when I come down there in San Jose, mind you, San Jose is an hour away from me, almost an hour away from me, depending on how fast you drive and traffic or whatnot, right? So I go down there by myself, which I think the experience would have been a little less worse if I wasn't by myself, but unfortunately I was. Um, but yeah, so I go down there and basically setting time zones, not time zones, but setting times and stuff aside. I was down there waiting for 3 hours, damn near, and just to get stood up by people who asked me to come down there, and I sacrificed Fanime for him and all that stuff. Basically, I was pissed already. So I'm over here exploring San Jose on my own. I end up at Target. I also end up in downtown, and I'm like, you know what? Let me drive by Fanime. It was very tempting not to go in, but I eventually paid $5 for parking, got in, and yeah, I got in, and I was at Fanime. And I have to apologize because uh, I know some of you think, oh, why are you apologizing? But I have to apologize because could have been and should have been at Fanime, and I could have kept in touch with a lot of you people, and it could have been like a nice group of people hanging out at Fanime. Um, yeah, I'm just saying that because based off of the experience and stuff. But so I apologize for that. I did end up going to Fanime. I feel bad a little bit, but then again, I was already pissed, so I ended up at Fanime. Found out Meads and Vectar were there, and I also found out that they were part of the Bandai World Cup competition thing. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah, I eventually met up with them, or more like they found me, and yeah, we hung out for like a couple hours. Thanks to Meads, though, I got to, well, thanks to both of them, but in part, particular thanks to Meads for allowing me a chance to explore Fanime and enjoy Fanime a little bit more than I was restricted to. Because if some of you on Facebook know, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So yeah, I got to see the Bluefin. I always wanted to sing Bluetooth, but I got to see the Bluefin booth and stuff. So I got to see Mead's contest entries and Vector's contest entries, and I gotta say, they're really inspiring. Seeing your guys' work in person is a lot different than seeing it on a camera. It's completely different. And once you see it in person, it's very inspiring. And there's this other guy who I forgot his name, but he entered his Shenlong EW, Death Scythe EW, and his Wing Gundam. Um, and his work was very inspiring too. And seeing how he posed his kits and just seeing his work, kind of, and this kind of leads to what I want to talk about with Gundam and stuff. Just my thoughts on model kits at least. Um, I've always been conflicted of whether or not I want to follow with the whole Endless Waltz designs or the EW. Right? I don't know if that makes sense, but the EW redesigning of the master grades. Seeing how the dude posed his Death Scythe, Shenlong, and Wing, that kind of affirmed me. Sorry about the music; if it's too loud. I just really like the song, but I kind of figured out where I stand with that, and I think I'm gonna follow the EW TV redesigns or whatever. I'm gonna follow those instead because you guys know me. I like to pose my kits, and I think with the and I'm looking at Death Scythe Hail and Wing Zero Custom, and I can get them in epic poses, but I think it's gonna be a little bit of a pain. And then you have, heavy arms coming out. Heavy arms, I guess Kai or custom. And you got Sandra coming out. The least clunky looking designs with not much going on. You got, that was my phone. What the hell? I thought it was over there in the back. Yeah, so you got those clunky designs. Sandrock and Heavy Arms not so much, and probably not even Ultron, or I guess Nataku. But Death Side Hell definitely, he's got a lot of wingspan. Wing Zero custom, which it's an older kid, a lot of people should have. It is kind of a pain to pose, but it's not impossible. But also the other thing that I'm keeping in mind of is my shelf space. I don't have a lot of shelf space. I don't have a lot of shelves in general. So in terms of the model kits, I think right now where I stand, I'm just going to stick with the EW redesigns or whatever. I might be tempted to get the Endless Waltz, movie designs eventually, once I see them in person. But at this point, I think I stand with the EW redesigns. Going back a little bit, congratulations to Vector and Meads for taking home the competition. So Vector got his Exia Repair and his real grade RX-782 G3 custom, which looked really good in person. I think something fell or something like that. I can't remember, but it looked really good. His Exia Repair looked pretty good too. As for Mead's work, man, really inspiring, because I've always, for those of you who've been around for a while, you know that I've been trying to do something with this kit for a long time. And a while ago, I was like, alright, I'm going to do my own custom colors for the Goof Custom. But right now, at this point, I'm thinking about doing a Scorpion from Mortal Kombat custom with the Goof Custom. I think it's very fitting. He's got the spikes. He's got the kind of skull-looking head. I mean, it's a mono eye, but he's got a skull-looking head. And right now, he kind of could pass for a Sub-Zero with the current color scheme. But seeing that whip, when I see this whip and I put black, orange, and yellow on this guy, it's going to be Scorpion. So, but that's just my thoughts on this particular kit. Today, or even I guess the past couple of days, I've been thinking about getting like a Zaku Warrior and a Goof Ignited from Seed and Seed Destiny kits, and turn those into Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And I just got all these crazy ideas, like finding little plastic chains that you can find at art supply stores or whatever, or maybe even a die-cast one or whatever works for my Scorpion custom, and then trying to find little fabric, I don't know what you call it, fabric trim or something, and then put those around the shoulders and make it look like Sub-Zero or whatever. Yeah, just these crazy ideas that I really want to do. Because I kind of want to be part of the next time WonderCon comes around and FanimeCon comes around next year. I want to be part of the competition, just for fun. I don't care if I win or lose. It's just for fun. And it's a good way to kind of inspire you to do some stuff, like do some work. And I'm kind of thinking of making a out-of-the-box version of Scorpion Sub-Zero, and then doing like a modification version of Scorpion Sub-Zero. Adding stuff like whatever. Just as long as it's not out-of-the-box stuff. So yeah, there's that too. So yeah, I got a lot of thoughts that I want to do. As for execution, that's a whole different story. As you all know, I keep wanting to start projects, but then my execution is kind of horrible. So I'm guilty of that. So, but it is some inspiring stuff, and those are two ideas I really want to pull through, because I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat. And after seeing the latest episode of Mortal Kombat Legacy on Machinima, which is a YouTube channel, if you guys have been following that, great. You know that this last few episodes, the Scorpion Sub-Zero episode was probably the best one. And seeing all that stuff, and playing Mortal Kombat and all that, it's really inspiring. It's really motivating me to do these Scorpion and Sub-Zero customs with these models. So yeah, hopefully I can get to do that. Now as for okay, well, obviously with the Fanime I didn't get anything, just so you guys were wondering. Because I don't want to add on to a backlog of kits. Although there were a lot of kits that I really wanted to get, like a Real Great Strike, I think that might be my first real grade that I'm getting. But I'm actually gonna post a video regarding real grades. It's a versus Z wants to know or Z wants to know kind of video regarding real grades. So I'm gonna post that one later on. Um, Now as for reviews, I was set to do Quanta, which is supposed to be the next one. It's supposed to be Reborn's Freedom, Quanta, Susanoo, and then Raphael if I want to keep going. But I misplaced something with Quanta and I still can't find it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do Susanoo's review first. On top of that, I found a new appreciation for Susanoo. For those of you on Facebook, know that I've posted pictures of Susanoo. Yeah, a couple of pictures of Susanoo, and I did that because I do that because how I do is I take pictures of the monkey that I'm about to review next, and that's kind of the preview to what I'm going to review next. So if you have me on Facebook, then I guess you'll know, and even also on Twitter. Sometimes I'll post it on Twitter. So I was taking some pictures of Susanoo, and then I decided to let me do. I had him in a mid-air pose, the same pose that you guys have been seeing. If you guys have seen my shelf, I've been doing that pose. I've had him in that pose ever since I completed building him. And I can't say it was a very satisfying pose, but it worked, and it's a mid-air pose. I needed him in mid-air to go along with Double O Riser and Reborns. But that one day I just decided, let me give him a ground-based pose and see what happens, because he's got two swords, which is perfect, so I can pose him like sort of like Double O, probably not as well. And then when I finally got to it, I was really shocked and surprised of the result. And if you saw the pictures, you know what I'm talking about. I retook the pictures with a different angle and different stance of his legs. I found a way to get him to stand on with his feet flat, because with the other pictures his feet were kind of angled and kind of sliding off the side. Let me turn the camera real quick. That little thing right there is Susanoo. I don't want to go all the way over there to show you guys, but if you are on Facebook and you've seen the pictures, then great. I'm gonna go ahead and post the new pictures up on Photobucket. And I'm gonna talk about my Photobucket at the end here. But I've gotten a new appreciation for Susanoo, and I'm actually ready to review it. I was so ready to give it like a just straight up hate on review, because I hate the model kit. I still do, but I just have a slightly better appreciation for the model kit ever since I've pulled that pose off. Because you guys know me, if the figure is bad or if the model kit's bad, as long as I can pose it, I'll still have some kind of appreciation for it. It still might be a bad figure in general, or still might be a bad model kit in general, but as long as I can pose it well and it'll look good, then I won't hate it that much. That's the case with Susanoo. But anyway, review. That'll be the first one you guys will see, unless I find the missing piece for Quanta, because I don't want it to be like an incomplete review, So hopefully after that I'll follow up with Quanta and then Raphael. Then I can start doing out-of-the-box builds of the other kits. I was going to do an out-of-the-box build of the GM Type C, out-of-the-box build of the Rizel Commander Type, and I've got a whole lot of other kits that I can out-of-the-box build and review. Like, I've decided to just do out-of-the-box build Gundam X and review him, just to get the review out of the way and then work on the stuff on my own. So yeah, that's that for the model kit stuff. I know a few of you have been asking me about Dark of the Moon figures. I've got plenty at this point, and that plenty would be a total of 8. 2 Cyberverse Commanders, making that Sentinel Prime and Blackout. Amazing figures for their price, for their size too, really great. Although I'm a little disappointed in Sentinel Prime's figure. I like Blackout's figure though. I got a few deluxes and a couple of Voyagers. So my first one that I got, and I'm gonna name them in order of where I got them. Voyager Ironhide. Then I got Deluxe Starscream. Next thing I got was Deluxe Deluxe Ratchet was the next one. After which I got Voyager Megatron, which is my favorite figure of these guys. Next was Deluxe Topspin, and then the last one I got, the most recent one, is Deluxe Barricade, which is not a very loved figure. But in all honesty, it's really great. Let me just show you guys. This is a great figure. A lot of people are complaining that he looks really stubby because of the design of his legs, but with a few tweaks of how you pose him, he looks fine. He really looks fine. So yeah, that's the Dark of the Moon stuff. I will review those too as well. Um, but it all depends on the time that I have because I'm also starting a new work schedule. I'm going to be opening the store on Mondays and Fridays, which means I'm working, let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 days out of the week, and only 2 days off. But the good thing about opening is I get to go home early. I get off at probably 11, 12, and I still have the whole day to do stuff. So that'll be cool. I just hope that I'm not tired. So yeah, okay, 15 minutes. That's about the peak that I would like to keep my update videos. So I'll keep you guys posted. Um, from now on, I'm gonna start adding my Twitter link in the description box. Also, for those of you who are curious about the pictures, I'm gonna add the link to my Photobucket down there as well. There's not much going on. I mean, there's pictures of stuff like old work in progress photos and stuff that I should have been shown off already. But it's my Photobucket, so just leave it in there. I also plan with these pictures that I'm taking. They're like my phone has these cool little effect editing things. So I just basically add a enhanced lighting effect, and then I add a high contrast lighting effect, which gives it those little kind of shadowed edges, and then kind of this grainy. I don't know. But if you guys have seen my Freedom picture or the Freedom review, and no, not even the Freedom review, but the Jehuti review, the intro, that picture, that's the kind of effects I'm talking about. And then there's more pictures like that in my Photobucket. Also, if you guys want to request, pick more pictures like that, with every figure and every kit that I review, I'll post a picture like that and put them on my Photobucket. So if you want to use it as your wallpaper or background, whatever, feel free to do so. It's just that I need to make sure I put my name on the picture and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah, there you go. I need to get out of here. All right, peace out.